Hello, all you fine, beautiful people. I'm back here once again with another video, and today I'm going to be ranking all the songs from Awake by Dream Theater. Sadly, this week had to come to an end. It's been Awake week on the channel. Really enjoyed looking at this album. Had a great podcast yesterday with Cody Brockway from Brockway's Vinyl Bites. If you haven't, subscribe to his channel. Definitely a really cool dude. Knows his stuff. Had a great conversation with him about the album Awake by Dream Theater. So, yeah, let's just get right into this and start with the tier list. So, for those of you who might not know, here are the categories. Best song on the album. This is definitely just going to be one song in this tier. The next tier is like a greatest hits. Like these are songs that might not be like best song, but if they ended up on a greatest hits album, I don't think anyone would complain. Next one is Deep Cut, which I'm sure a lot of Dream Theater fans have a lot of deep cut favorites. And then just there is the category underneath. That's where it's like kind of feels like it was just on the album. It doesn't fit like a deep cut category. It doesn't fit like something you'd find on like a greatest hits. So that's why I put that category there. And then I put the category, I really thought about doing this. I hate it when people put trash or dud. I've known I've done it in previous videos, and I'm kind of like, you know what? I was thinking of a better way to phrase it. So I thought, you know what? How about deserves a deeper dive? Because I think there is songs on albums where it might not be like a terrible track, but maybe it just deserves a deeper dive and to figure out why. So let's start off with song number one on the album. Looks like how they have this here is it's all out of order. So, best song on the album. I'll go through actually probably by category first. Ooh, this is really hard because there are some great contenders for this. But if you're asking me what I think is the best song on this album, I know this might not be a popular pick from here. I think Space Divest might actually be my favorite song from this album. Uh, it is the most undream theater like song you can think of. And there's something about it. Kevin Moore's keyboard work on this is absolutely phenomenal throughout this whole album. It is absolutely phenomenal. And for me, Space Divest, like the use of the keyboards, the use of like the sampling on this really works. And you can definitely tell it was probably more of a Kevin Moore song than anybody else on the album, but I think it is such a great song. Definitely check this song out. It is phenomenal. Uh, Songs that would make a greatest hits. There's a lot of these songs that I think could fit this category. For me, I think The Mirror could definitely fit on a greatest hits album. Definitely love that song. It's kind of hard with Erotomania Voices and the Silent Man because I know it's kind of feels like it's all part of the suite, but just for sake of the album, with them being uh, different and kind of broken up, I'll put Voices in that. I really dig that song a lot. I think that one could end up on a greatest hits. Uh, Scarred, I definitely think could end up on a greatest hits list. Some of these I might come back and throw them in different spots. Not sure yet. Lie. I love the vocal cadence to Lie. This song is great. Like I just love it. I think these these 5 songs definitely are, like, for me, ones I could definitely see on, Greatest Hits, or for me, Space Divest is the best song on the album. Deep Cuts. I really dig 6 o'clock. Sadly, in the reaction, I kept saying 6 a.m. It's just out of habit, but 6 o'clock, really killer track, great way to start off the album. I think one thing you can talk about a lot of these songs is I think these might be top to bottom my favorite James LaBrie vocal performances is on this album, because I think there is something dark, brooding, menacing in his vocals, but there's also like that airiness that where he gets up into those high registers for him, and kind of the way he's singing. I think it really works. It fits this album quite a bit. It's a lot more of a darker album than, let's say, Images and Words. I know a lot of people really love Scenes from a Memory, Metropolis Part 2. I think top to bottom, this might actually be my favorite Dream Theater album. Another deep cut on here. Lifting Shadows of the Dream, I believe it is. It's kind of hard to read it. This is the John Mayung song off the album. I love it. I love his bass. Like these 2 songs, you get to hear John. And that's one thing you don't necessarily always get in Dream Theater. It really is a great song. Like I read he penned the lyrics to this as well. It's from a poem. The part of this that I found really interesting is that originally John Petrucci hated the song, like when they first recorded it, and then he went back the next day, listened to it, and said, "You know what? It's not that bad." I wonder if John might have actually had something to say about that. Uh, Silent Man, definitely a deep cut. Like that song. It's an acoustic track. It's one of those where I really enjoy listening to it, and it's acoustical, it's ballady. I love John Petrucci's acoustic guitar on this. I think this is like one of those where you're listening to, I think it stands alone. I know they like putting it in with voices at the end, kind of finish it off, but I think it also is so good where it kind of has its own feel there. Erotomania, I think you could put that as definitely a deep cut. Would I put it ahead of? I might actually go back after this and put them in the order, kind of which one I kind of like more. Uh, Cotton Web. I like the song, but to me, it kind of does feel like it's just there. Same with Innocence Faded. Just kind of feels like it's there. Yeah, that kind of feels right there. So for me, best song on the album, Space Divest. I would definitely put The Mirror there. I might even put Lie right there. I know they're kind of one after another on the album. They're kind of similar, but I think they both stand alone pretty good. Voices is the epic that I just absolutely love off here. Same with Scarred, just a great song. Like some of these also feature some of what I'd say is John Petrucci's fantastic guitar tone is on this. Like I love the fact that it is reined in a heck of a lot. Like it's so reined in for the album, and at points you even get like John Petrucci, like that classic rock kind of guitar vibe at times. Some great wah, his typical usual stuff, but it feels like it's Dream Theater very reined in. And I think that's what helps the album a lot, where it is very reined in and it works. Scarred, yeah, definitely. I might even put Scarred ahead of Voices, just because I love that guitar solo so much. Uh, Deep cuts, I'd probably put Lifting Shadows of the Dream, or sorry, it's just really hard to read this. I can't remember the name of this song. 6 a.m.'s there, yeah, the Silent Man. I might actually put Erotomania above, because I know it's kind of like that instrumental track, but I think it's so well done. It's a great, like, yeah, I don't think it would make, like, the sad part is I don't think Voices makes it onto greatest hits, because I don't think the band would have it without Erotomania and the Silent Man, but they might even put Voices and just the Silent Man in that, but I think it works. Uh, I'm going to be actually, this isn't a bad thing. I think for me, Innocence Faded kind of deserves a deeper dive for me, because I like this. It's a really good ballad on that album. It's just really hits the spot. Yeah, so I think that's where it's going to end up for me. Definitely, that's my ranking. So just so you guys are aware, best song on the album, Space Divest. Songs that make the greatest hits, The Mirror, Lie, Scarred, Voices, Deep Cuts, Lifting Shadows of the Dream, 6 o'clock, Erotomania, The Silent Man, all make deep cuts. Just There is Caught in a Web, and deserves a deeper dive is Innocence Faded, because I like it as a ballad. It's really good. I don't think, it's kind of interesting, because I don't know if Dream Theater, at least for me, would ever put it on a greatest hits album, and I'm not sure if I'd put it on a deep cut, and it's better than just being there. But yeah, I think that's where I'll have it. Anyway, that's once again my ranking for Awake by Dream Theater. Definitely suggest, if you haven't heard it, check it out. And once again, I have to say, enjoyed this record. It really changed my thoughts and opinions on Dream Theater. I think I might go back, listen to a lot of these records with a lot more, I think, of an open mind. Another band I thought about doing this with in the future is Tool, but part of me doesn't feel like I'll enjoy Tool as much, at least from what I've listened to. I think Tool might actually be one of the great cases for maybe just being a greatest hits band. I know there's Tool fans out there that'll probably hate on me for saying that, but that's one thing I think of. But anyway, before I get even more off topic and rambling, thank you guys so much for watching. All you that stuck it out to the end. Once again, have to say thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot. This is me here signing out. Peace.